I don't like working retail, and unfortunately, I have and kind of still do. So I've kind of had some experiences that I wanted to rant about for a little bit now. But I do have a series on YouTube where I do generally rant about like certain archetypes of experiences. And then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, huh, these three experiences don't really match. Under maybe one of them does, but the one I'm gonna start with today, which is the most tame, just a small little one, doesn't really fit under any kind of archetype that I want to make videos on in terms of my retail pet peeve series. So yeah, I'm just gonna start off a short series and make this the first rant video about it. Um, Talking about how one time I was working, you know, as one does when working retail, and I was coming back from my break, and I was able to get it super late to the point where it was in the last 10 minutes of my shift whenever I was coming back from it. And whenever I came back from it, there was one person I was with, because it was me and one other person manning a self checkout area, like just watching over it and just doing whatever, making sure it's clean, good, just maintained, if you will. And so it was just me and this one other person. They were the only one that was going to be there in the next 10 minutes because, I was getting ready to go home. And then as I'm getting back, they get ready to go on a break themselves that I didn't know they needed to take. So then now I had to wait an extra 20 minutes before going home because of poor planning. And the thing is I spoke to my manager right after he left, and I was like, "Hey, is there anyone you could spare? Because I kind of really want to go home." And they're like, "Nope, you have to wait for him. Good luck." Dude, you gotta be shitting me. I was so mad because I wanted to go home. I was just ready to go home and do something that day. So I was doing a little. I was being a little angry, doing a little bit of huffing and puffing, while doing whatever work I was doing, while just waiting for the person to come back so my shift could actually finally end. And while that's going on, someone comes up to a self checkout next to me, and I hear them make a remark about them thinking that me, I hope not, just talking about someone just saying, like, "Oh, he thinks I'm stealing." I don't know who they're talking about when they mean he. They better not have meant me, because if they're talking about me doing all my huffing and puffing and interpreting that as me being suspicious of them stealing, fuck you, bitch. I'm mad about my own shit, not whether you're stealing or not. Genuinely, that pissed me off. I don't know what about that. I don't know what about that was so angering, but just I was already annoyed. Like, not too angry, but annoyed. Annoyed and just really wanted to go home. And then that, just for some reason, made my blood boil. Then, I wish my parents weren't sleeping upstairs, because I would be losing my self-control and screaming at the top of my lungs at my microphone right now just to get across how angry the story made me. But like, I hope I'm still somewhat coming across and conveying what it is that's making me angry about this, or at least my anger. I hope that's at least coming through, because it's like, she thinks I'm worried about her stealing. I don't really care. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care. Not like fully don't care, but like at that moment, you didn't seem like you were stealing. You weren't stealing something obvious. You weren't doing anything. You weren't being suspicious or anything. And also, I was in my own world being angry about my own little things. There was no reason for me to be fucking suspicious of you stealing at that moment. I was more giving a shit about wanting to go home. Because at that moment, I was more focused on wanting to go home than do my job. That, and also, my job isn't really to do security, it's just to maintain the self checkout area itself. Like, okay, I can do a little bit of security, but that's not the focus of my job. At least it wasn't. It wasn't, because I don't have that position anymore. I have a different position now, luckily. But still, back when that was my position, even then, security wasn't the main focus of my job. So I don't know why the fuck this bitch might have thought I was fucking wanting to be suspicious of her stealing or some shit. Like being all up in her grill or something. No, I was pissed off because I wanted to go home and I was being held up for 20 extra minutes. When it already takes me 20 minutes to get home from my fucking job. Anyway, that did feel good to build that a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this video somehow, because I just really want to make content of some sort, and I kind of don't have the time to do like my usual figure reviews on my YouTube for the next few days, because I do have to get some stuff ready and also want to do some other things in my personal time. So yeah, this is about all I can do in the meantime. I hope this was enjoyable. I hope this was at least somewhat relatable if you worked retail, so that way you could at least vent in the comments if you enjoyed this, or at least found it relatable. I think that's about it for the video. See you in the next one, I guess. Bye.